IRS. The record for civil liberties for the libertarians, in my mind, is very good. And even, I think it was the last interview we did with a libertarian candidate for president said he would abolish the CIA, the FBI, and the IRS. Do you hold those same positions?
Yes, I do, because most of our history we didn't have those institutions. The FBI came in during the First World War, and interestingly enough, one thing that Woodrow Wilson did, he used the FBI to spy on American citizens and actually arrest them if they disagreed with his foreign policy about going to war in Europe. And isn't it interesting how recent they used it in the Vietnam era? Democrats used it there, Republicans used the FBI to spy on 100 different groups in this country, including the churches, who disagree with the policy in Central America. It almost looks like the FBI was designed to spy on Americans who might be disagreeing with policy, especially the foreign policy. So the FBI, although I don't think I can condemn everything they've ever done, because I'm sure some of the investigations and investigation of crime has been beneficial, but that could be accomplished through Justice Department within our states. We wouldn't reject that portion of it. I think the FBI has kept and continues to keep a lot of records on a lot of individuals. The CIA has only been here since 1947. Their record is lousy. I mean, just think of the CIA used by the Democratic administration to murder and continues to keep a lot of records on a lot of individuals. The CIA has only been here to sell weapons to the Ayatollah and all. And here we had Casey proposing a super CIA. He thought there was too much control over the CIA that existed. Congressmen now occasionally ask questions, and they don't ask enough. So they were talking about a super CIA. The CIA was used in a bad policy in Cuba. We think that intelligence gathering is permissible to defend this country. But up until 1947, it was done as a military operation. If you needed to know whether there were troops massing for an invasion, that the CIA ought to know about, or the...
Good morning, good morning. And now you don't need the CIA. Because you got satellites, man. You can spy on people with satellites. You don't need the CIA. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm thinking... anybody got some water? I'm thinking we're going to need some water. I got the feeling. Y'all know I was raised in church. I was raised in church, and I was raised to believe crazy things. We didn't just kind of pick and choose what we believe. You weren't supposed to murder people. You weren't supposed to rape people. You weren't supposed to steal from people. You weren't supposed to do those things. But now I guess it's popular. This is what the church is doing now. So I was sitting here thinking a moment ago, because I'll post something, and I'm just processing in my head. I'm just thinking through it. I don't think that hell is in earth. I don't think it. I'm not. I don't think it actually is possible to fit all the Christians in there. It's not, y'all. We all can't fit. I think, maybe if you got rid of maybe the Christians around the world that actually listen to the Bible and stuff and all that, thou shalt not kill and murder and all that stuff, you might fit some of them in there. But just the Western Christians alone, no, we're not going to fit. Satan's going to have to be a real estate tycoon. He's going to have to be better than the Vatican. Got to buy a whole lot of land to fit us down there. I was watching this morning. What was I watching? The CIA, getting a new leader for the CIA. What do they call it? The head of the CIA. We're getting a new leader. And they play these games on your mind. They play these games, y'all. Don't let them play games on your mind. They got the new leader for the CIA, or who they want it to be. And who is it? What is this gal's name? This gal's name. I'm not getting into it. I'm not gonna jump straight in. I'm gonna talk about that. How else are we going to hell? Because we're going to hell because of the CIA. We're fighting over who the leader of it should be, whether or not it should exist, whether or not a murder guild should actually exist, whether or not a group responsible for taking down nations and murdering 5 million. It can't even be 5 million. It's got to be 50 million people. all the countries they've destroyed, the people they murdered, how they route American tax dollars and funds to kill everybody. We can't even talk about whether or not this group should exist. And we're sitting here arguing about who's going to be the lead of it. And then, of course, they pick a woman. And so they always pick something that they know it'll hit your sensitivities because they know how sensitive you are. They know we're sensitive. They know. They know that they'll pick a minority, you know, and y'all ain't falling for that no more. You won't just jump, vote. We're going to vote for him because he's a black president. He got black skin. You know, you don't fall for that no more. They're going to pick a woman. We're going to vote for her because she got a vagina. You know, and then don't fall for that anymore. They're going to find somebody handicapped, put them in. I mean, between that and the other thing is the JFK. You know, when somebody is murdered, you're supposed to try to find out who did it. You're not supposed to let the people who did it cover it the hell up. I was flipping out. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. But nobody tells me any of this. I wasn't even paying attention. Apparently, I guess this is old too. Last week, Trump, who's fighting the deep state, he's unlike Obama was with the deep state. Trump is not with the deep state. Or he doesn't work for them, or they don't control the office of the presidency, however you want to put it. He's fighting the deep state. And what did the deep state say? The CIA and the FBI? They said, no, you're not going to release those files. And so what he did to protect them, he decided he will not be releasing the file. Did y'all see that? You know what? Between all of this silly nonsense they go, what did he say? What did he say? This is what he said. Don't come over here like oh, you must have voted Obama. Because you know how people, they like to sometimes slip in the thread and they think it is not who I am. That is not. I have one main rule. The only thing that pulled me out from underneath my rock, because I was done with y'all. I don't have nothing to do with y'all Democrat and Republican, nasty, funky murderers. I had nothing to do with y'all. The only reason I came out from under my rock because y'all murdering kids. That's the only reason I came out. When that stops, when this CIA invade the world, colonizer, you know, send out the colonial ships that just look like drones and, you know, got jets instead of sails and drops bombs instead of cannons. When y'all stop eviscerating children, when y'all stop murdering kids, I'm going to go back to my rock. Because honestly, I don't really care about what y'all I really don't care what y'all think about. I don't. I love you. I do. But I don't really care like the little tickly-wink politics stuff. You know, I do. I don't want you touching my Constitution. I don't want you touching my rights. And I don't want you touching my neighbor's rights. Short of that, I really don't care what you do. Don't murder people. Y'all can fight over health care bills and this and that and whatever because people want to eat sugar. They don't want to eat healthy. They hate vegetables. They want to eat a whole bunch of meat. Processed, what's that, green pink slime? They want to eat all of this crap, make them sit and go to McDonald's and just trying to die, doing everything they can to die. Smoke all these cigarettes, drink all this alcohol, live crazy, you know, hold my beer, hashtag hold my beer so I can go do something dumb, but I got health care to take care of me. People want to live like that. Y'all want to fight over that and get into drugs and health care and die. I don't care about that. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. My beliefs are just silly. They're just silly. They were intended to keep me out of hell. Don't let people die. Don't kill people. Don't murder people. Don't rape people. Don't covet their wives. Don't steal nothing they got. And all the Christians in the West, well, not all of them. It might be like 0.03% maybe, who actually listened to God and Christ when he said that. All of them, they just walked away from their religion. They don't care. That's why I laugh when people say they're Christian. I just look and say, oh, are you okay? Oh, you are? All right. We on the same team? Uh-huh. All right. So anyway, but this is what Trump said. This is what he said. Fighting the deep state, protecting the deep state. This is what he said. He said, I agree with the archivist's recommendation that the continued withholdings are necessary to protect against identifiable harm to national security, law enforcement, and foreign affairs. That is such... I can't even say it with a straight face. This is stupid. Hold on. That is of such gravity that it outweighs the public interest in immediate disclosure. Public interest. The public's president was murdered. JFK was murdered. Y'all left JFK Jr. Did y'all see that? Sometimes you got to show pictures because remember... Oh man, because when you see the kids, your heart goes out for the kids. Let me hold on. Let me see if I got this picture, man. I'm put y'all in trouble with me today. Hold on. Where is this at? Where the Trump people at? Where y'all at? He's still fighting the deep state. I know y'all out there. I know. You right? You know where you standing? They're standing right next to Obama people Obama was fighting the deep state. He was fighting for our right. They're standing right next to him. They're all friends. They are listen, I think that they should get together. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that when y'all really lay it down, deep left, deep right, I don't think that y'all as different as y'all think you are. I think that y'all might be able to get together and make a few babies or something. Y'all might, you know how people always fight? You think that, they start fighting, what do we like to say? We're like, well, maybe y'all should think about getting married because y'all kind of fight like a married couple. I'm kind of thinking that the mega Obama was Jesus Christ walking on water. And the Trump is walking on water fighting the deep state with a cane hold back the flood waters. I'm kind of thinking y'all pretty similar in your support for war, your support for the FBI, the IRS, the CIA, all these unconstitutional organizations, none of which should exist. Y'all all agree on that. Y'all are complete. The police state and white lives not mattering and black lives and Hispanic lives and deporting immigrants. Y'all all agree on all of it. I know you pretend that you don't. I know. I see you coming. I watch and I see you coming. You pretend like you don't like those things, but your leaders this is why all your leaders, they share golf carts when they go to the golf course. The golf courses that you can't go to, your voters, you're not allowed to go to, they share them golf carts and they golf together. They got the bunker together. That's what I like to always ask them when they start. They want to defend the presidents to me. They want to defend the senators and the congressmen and all these other groups that I don't pay any damn attention to because they're retarded, stupid, dumb, and crazy. They want to defend them to me. I was like, okay, did you check your mail today? Did you get your bunker key yet? Did they send you your bunker key? Because you defend them awful hard. I'm thinking that maybe there was some mail that went around, some snail mail that they actually gave their voters bunker keys. Because the way they support them, you would think they all going to go down into the future together. I'm just asking this. I'm just going to ask you this. If you didn't get a bunker key, if they call you less than you call your mama, they call once a week. They call you once a week. How often did Obama still call you? If they won't return your text message, if you can't email, if they don't respond to anything you even put on whitehouse.gov unless 30,000 people actually sign up, and really it's like 80,000 because they delete half the people and half the questions, why in the world would you support them so hard? They murdered your president, man. How can you support somebody, a group, deep state, guild, Illuminati, aliens, whoever run all of this nonsense? How in the hell can you support somebody that won't even give you a bunker key to the bunker? They're going to let you sit out here and get eaten up with the rest of us when the zombies start walking. I don't understand. All right, let me show you this picture. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I put that? I posted this. I might have to go to my profile. I have to go to my profile. I was a little upset. I was yesterday, had me a little discombobulated and confused. JFK Jr., you know the picture I'm talking about. I'm talking about JFK Jr. Where that picture at? Somebody said something, and I had to post it. He was just like, oh, you know what? I know a way I can find it. I know. Hold on. We're going to do this. We're going to do it the easy way. Do this the hard way or the easy way. We can bring down this unconstitutional, inhuman, anti-Christian, anti-Muslim, anti-common damn sense, anti-human being government in a nice way, or we can do it the hard way. That had nothing to do with what I'm about to do, but this is what I want to show you. I want to show you this because it make it sad. I felt so bad for him. This was JFK Jr. when he was standing there and he was saluting the casket. Y'all know what I'm talking about, some of y'all. When he was saluting his father in the casket. If that doesn't put you on your, that doesn't, wait, look at this right here. Let me see if I can bring this picture up a little bigger. You got this little tyke right here, saluting his daddy. Got the little tyke, uh-oh, can I show it? Let me see. Nope, that's not working. You got this little tyke, that's his sister right there. Look at this. Look how evil y'all are. This is what I want you to see. Say, Trump fighting the deep state. Trump just love America. I got a friend wrote a book, Obama Love America. No, he don't. He wasn't in control of a damn thing. Look at this. Look at this sad little boy, JFK Jr., saluting his daddy. Y'all done let the people who put his daddy in the ground, a president, one of the only president. There's some commonalities here. There's some commonalities. There's some synergies. There's some synergies that he has with, well, there is one synergy he has with no other president. He was the only American president who said Israel should not have nuclear weapons. And magically, he's in the ground. Think about that for a minute. I know, sounds like conspiracy. And you know what I found to be interesting? Let me do this. I found to be interesting was JFK Jr. when he grew up, that pretty little boy. He he got a magazine. I don't know if y'all knew this. I think I knew it, but I forgot because when you don't talk about this stuff, you don't talk about this stuff for a while, you kind of forget, falls in the back of your mind. But JFK Jr., he grew up, little boy, y'all let people take his daddy's life and y'all agree with the nonsense. He started a magazine. One thing I'm going to say before I say what the name of the magazine was, y'all already know. Some of y'all know. There was one CIA officer in the whole United States of the whole earth who, when asked, he had no idea where he was when his president, the person behind his job, the person, his boss of his boss of his boss, was murdered. And the whole world stopped and paused. One CIA officer had no idea where he was. No idea. I know where I was. President died. I can tell you, I knew where I was when my dog died. All of them. I can tell you I can tell you when I had Nikita, he was running across the road and the 18-wheeler came. We was in Salem, Virginia, and the 18-wheeler hit him and died. I'd see him rolling under the truck. I was 8 years old, crying my eyes out. I can tell you where I was. I can tell you where my ignorant brother was. I can tell you where my papa was. I can tell you where my mama was. I can tell you everything. I can tell you where my son's cat died. I can tell you where he was. I can tell you where I was. I can tell you where his brother was. I can tell you all of that. And I'm dumb. I'm not even that smart. But you mean to tell me that a CIA officer at that time, when asked, had no idea where he was when his boss was murdered in cold blood and the whole world stopped? And then JFK Jr. grew up, and guess what he named his magazine? Let me show you this. Guess what he decided to call his magazine? He decided to call his magazine George. That's it. Not George anything. Not George, George of the Jungle. Not Curious George. George. And of course, he was murdered, what was it, 1999? His airplane murdered him. And someone posted the other day, and it just so happens that he was running against Hillary Clinton at the time. Think about that. I was looking at this yesterday. So you mean to tell me Trump is fighting the deep state? He's fighting the deep state. He's going to undo everything Obama did. People, all of these people are all on the same team. And the name of that team is Nacho. It's Nacho. It's Nacho team. So now he's picking the new head of the CIA, and I forgot her name. I have to post it. Maybe we'll look at the news or something. But she's a woman, and so they're saying, well, the Democrats that don't like her, they shouldn't be voting for her. What is her name? Let me go to let me find this. I'm just not fake news, man. I don't make this stuff up. This is dumb. People sometimes just send me a message, say, you funny. I'm not funny. These people are sick. All I'm doing is telling you the dumb stuff they do. And when they stop doing dumb stuff, when our leaders go back to acting like they're adults and stuff, like I said, I'm going to go back under my rock. I don't have any interest in what they're up to. What is her name? Haspel. Gina Haspel. Yes, this is the one. Y'all remember. So Gina Haspel, she was the one who oversaw the CIA, or not the CIA. She oversaw some of the torture programs, right? You know, the torture program. I posted something a minute ago. Oh, shoot. Greg here, where you at? The Gregor. That's what I call him, my brother. The Gregor. I love him to death, man. But he's gaslit. He get 82% of what he says is right, but all this whole Trump is fighting the deep state stuff, I can't go along with. I know Gregor is here, but if Gregor is here, and I got my Obama people too. I got my extreme Trump people, my extreme Obama folks. But and he said, well, when it comes to torture, you got to look at 24. Look at 24. Are you talking about the TV show? 20. See what? I had to say it. I'm sorry. I hate to put him on blast, but I just saw it. I turned the camera on, so I got to say something real quick. So if you want me to look at a Hollywood television program, Hollywood, the Department of Defense, they are a DOD subcontractor. All they do is get you to look one way, or they convince you that this war on terror is real, that these aren't poor farmers fighting for their land, that they're actual terrorists, that it's okay to rob, rape, kill, murder. The only other organization that's raped as many little kids and women as the Catholic Church. The archbishops, and help cover everything up too. And you mean to tell me the Hollywood that's complicit with all the wars and they believe in all of this stuff? And you mean to tell you, because they're going to hell too. All Hollywood, y'all going to hell. I'm telling y'all gonna be with us. They're gonna save spot. I don't know how they're gonna fit all the Christians, all the Western Christians down in hell. We gonna be elbow to elbow like this. Hollywood gonna be down there with us too. We all gonna be down in hell like this. You want me to look at 24 and ask if torture works? Number one, torture works, right? Torture works on poor farmers who are stopping invaders from invading their country. Yeah, it does work because they don't like no pain. But some of the farmers a little rough though. Some of the boys down, some of my friends out in western part of America, some of my serious farmers, they're hardcore. They don't raise them dumb on the farm. They raise them tough. They deal with some torture, but they won't deal with the extent of it. But does torture work? Yeah, it does work if you don't actually torture. That's what that saying means when they say torture doesn't work. As long as you keep somebody scared to tell you the truth. After you torture them, the human body adjusts to the pain and whatever. But this idea that was one of the few things Obama actually said that was right. One of the times his teleprompter remember that time he dropped it? Y'all remember he dropped the teleprompter and he got all scared. He's like, oh Lord, what am I gonna say? I don't know. Is that man still in the room with the gun? He said something like that. You can quote me on it. He almost said that. But every now and then you get a little bit of truth. And one of the true things he said is we messed up after the Gulf War and we tortured some folks. And he was right about that. You must be a very, I gotta be careful what I say, a very special person, I'll say that, if you think torture is a good idea. The only reason torture is a good idea to you is because nobody is torturing your daughter. Nobody's torturing your son. Nobody's torturing your grandson. Nobody is torturing you. Nobody is torturing your wife, and nobody's torturing your husband. That's why torture is a good idea to you, because you're being selective about who is being tortured. Why is war okay with you? Outside of the fact that you don't ever read the Bible and you know that murdering people is bad. Outside of that, you don't read the Quran, you're not supposed to kill people. You don't read Mother Nature. Mother Nature got a book. Did she write a book yet? Mother Nature? Yeah, she had a book somewhere. Natural laws of nature. You don't murder people. You're not supposed to. The only reason that these wars are a good idea to you because you aren't there. They're not invading. Iran isn't invading your nation and raping your women. That's why you're okay with it. Iran isn't threatening to kill your friends. That's why you're okay with it. It's called selling out. That's what it's called. It's called selling out the human race. And I think half the time we do this, it's just about don't sell out. Don't sell people because you were born, because you got a birth privilege and you were born in the West. Don't sell out other people around the world. They're people. They are people. Trust me, you can go there and shake their hands. They put their pants on one leg at a time. They're just people. Torturing them, killing them, taking their land and their minerals is a bad idea. And that's the only purpose of the CIA. That's why I started the broadcast. You have to go back to the beginning to hear. It was Dr. Paul. Brother Paul was talking. Ron Paul. He told you a long time ago, get rid of your CIA. Because who was it? John Perkins that came out and said that they're the only purpose of the FBI and the CIA, the reason they were designed was to spy on you. That's what the FBI was designed to spy on you, to make sure you weren't saying things that politically they didn't want you to. That's why they were They were complicit in the murder of JFK. They were complicit in the murder of Martin Luther King. I doubt any. I doubt any of these things happen on our soil that they didn't know about. They know about all of it. They've been recording all of our phone calls since like the late 70s or early 80s in Quantico, Virginia, in the basement. Yeah, I know that. I'm not supposed to know that, but I know that. I know someone who worked there. Put you on blast. So, but this government's not for us. We don't have a government. They are doing whatever they want to do. They are burning the Constitution, but this is, all right. So there's a whole lot of stuff in the news. This was, I was kind of looking at it all from the different perspectives. And what I see is we all going to hell. It's not in the earth because we all can't fit there. I don't know where it's at, but we can turn the thing around if we want to. But you got to put water on the Constitution. You got to save it before it's all burnt up. They just burning it all up because the left will burn some of it. But the left will burn the parts of it that the right gets upset about. And then the right gets back in control, and they burn parts of it that the other side that they're concerned with, and eventually we don't have a document. And for the people around the world, this is why America is invading your country. This is why. This is why America is going to be invading Venezuela. If they can't topple the regime, they're going to topple it. Now, I was talking about that the other day. Regime. Everybody's a regime. Did you watch? I watched Trump's speech yesterday. I watched his speech where he was explaining that we are backing out of the Iran deal. My jury's out on that. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I personally believe Iran should have nukes. I do. I think North Korea should have them. I think Russia have. Venezuela, you obviously gonna need some too. I think everybody should have them. I think Israel should have them. I do. I think Palestine should have some nukes. I think when everybody has nukes, there is no war. When everybody's equal, because what is every war right now? You don't have two burly guys in the bar fighting. They're about the same size, and they're fighting. That's not what these wars are about. None of that is going on. You got one big, massive country with a big, massive military whose people have no control or say, going around the world and killing people with weak militaries with rocks and sticks and who are just trying to farm and live sustainably and leave everybody alone. That's what the wars are all about. So I'm okay with it. I think everybody should have nukes. Either everybody should have them and I'm not a nuke guy. I don't believe in nukes. Not a gun guy. I'm not sure I believe in guns, but I'm okay with it because these technologies exist. And when everybody has them, including the weakest, nobody uses them. Deterrent. So him dropping out of it, but what does it mean? It probably doesn't mean good things that we dropped out of it, right? Because should be obvious, Israel responded right away to let you know who actually was behind the reason why the president backed out of it is Israel attacked him right away. Didn't they? They said it was 1 or 2 jets over there yesterday, immediately right after the speech, and they shot a couple missiles over there at Damascus. And Syria, they shot him down. All right, you know what? I'm off in a couple of different places, but the world is burning, right? It is burning. It wasn't a forest fire. The world is burning because we lit it on fire. And we got the water and we can put it out. Americans, that's what I'm speaking to when I say that, UK. But the UK is trying, though. I give them a little more credit. France, I give them a little more credit, too, because their people are trying. They're people that I can see, correct me if I'm wrong, if my friends who live there, but I can see that it seems that y'all are trying to come together on an accord to pull your government back. You're not doing the dumb stuff that's happening in America. At least I don't see it. We're going to have a rally and protest the war. But if you voted for Trump, you can't go. We're going to have a rally and protest and bring the Constitution back. But if you're a libtard, you can't go. And I guess and I like to laugh like everybody. I do. I like a little sarcasm. I'll make posts. People take them serious sometimes. It's like, no, it's just being sarcastic. But at a certain point in time, there's enough problems in the world that we need you to act like an adult. We need you to step up. We need you to stop with the name calling and acting like a little kid and making things personal and start restraining our government the same way. Like, If you want world peace, you have to have small governments. That's a fact. That is just, you have to have small governments. And for people who are still my friends in the nationalist stuff, we don't actually have a nation. We live on some land, and the banks got interest and corporations have interest, but we don't actually have a nation. I mean, like we were talking about the other day, was it Princeton University and Northwestern did that study, and they determined that the United States of America is not a functioning democracy. Jimmy Carter said that. They said America is an oligarchy. America is a regime. Regime. But see, it makes sense, though, when the most powerful regime in the world calls everybody else a regime. You know what that is? That's a political maneuver used by the smartest in government called, I know you are, but what am I? Y'all remember that we were kids? I know you are, but what am I? You're a doo-doo head. I know you are, but what am I? And that's exactly what that is. You get the government that is known going back early into the 40s with the CIA and putting in false democracies, rolling out tyrannical governments all over the world, from South America to almost up to throughout Europe and the Middle East and Africa. The government, the CIA, who's been doing this, they stand for democracy. That's what democracy is. Who violate the Constitution they didn't murder somebody since I started this broadcast, right? These are the people that you're actually saying you want to rule the world and lead everybody. They hate the Constitution. They don't like you. You don't have a country. You're not in control of anything. Now's the time that you stop fighting with other poor people. That's what I'm saying. I see who's in the room. I went off. That was like a soliloquy. I don't know what it was. I was just sitting there looking at that. I saw a little debate. They were talking about, is hell and earth? Is hell down there and is heaven in the clouds? I'm like, no. Hell ain't down there. You can't fit all the Christians. You're going to need about 8 earths. With all the Christians who stand for the things that they stand for, what's happening around the world. Anyway, who we got? Caesar Wright on YouTube. All but Facebook sucks. Can't see comments on there today. Okay, Caesar came over from Facebook to YouTube. You can go back and forth, go wherever you want. That's why I put it in multiple places so you can watch it live either place. We got Citizen Deb over YouTube. Good morning. And Hey Hun. And what do we got? We got Catherine, and we got Sister Jennifer over here on Facebook, and Renee and Betty, Jasmine, Sandra. Deborah in both places again. Deb, you just doing your thing, ain't you? Maureen and Linda, Diane and Sharon. What's that, Maureen? Watch Homeland. See all about it, Maureen. Ooh, you know what? I started Homeland years ago when it came out. I didn't finish it. I think it's like season 8 or something. I started watching it. Yeah, they hit a few truths in there. Homeland was a good show. They hit a few truths in there. I like both sides of the story, and they kind of told both sides of the story too. But another show I like that y'all should watch, and I don't think you can watch it anywhere because they ripped that sucker off of television. It was a movie. It was a TV show about the Iraq War. It was called Over There. Gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. I think on YouTube you can see different portions of it, but it was real. It was a little too real. When they start showing you that these people are human beings that we're murdering, when they start showing you that they're just poor farmers and they got plights too, and they got kids too, and they have families too, y'all got to watch that. And oh man, and just the entry, the beginning theme, the show theme. Oh goodness, I can't play it, but it'll bring tears to your eyes. That was another great show, but it was too real. It was too real. Hollywood has no interest in real. Their interest, again, they work for the DOD. They're a marketing division of the Department of Defense, and they need to keep people focused in that direction. They need you to think that the people there aren't human beings, that they're dogs or they're lesser humans, or they did something to cause this. They did nothing to cause this. This is colonization. This is just the whole manifest destiny where we're just trying to take over the earth. That's all that is. Let me see. Al-CIA, Diane said, again, Al-CIA, Al-Qaeda, right, because they are the CIA. They destabilize everyone. That brother Razeg was talking about that too, is we infiltrate and we put our people in. People all over the world have said this. We infiltrate, we put governments in, we put sellout leaders in, we pay them off, and we destabilize things. I was watching this morning, they were talking about the beginnings. Oh, we might watch that. I did the beginnings of the war in Syria in 2011. It was the ex-CIA guy, what was his name? That we create the enemies. Maybe I should jump over there.
In Pennsylvania, Governor Wolf is
he explained what was going to happen
for the fourth
Syria
year
back
in a
in 2011. He was an ex-CIA guy, and he explained, you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to watch a little bit of that. Let me jump over here. It's an interview that came across on RT.
We're sitting down with Michael Scheuer, the man who had served in the CIA for more than 20 years, up until 2004. At one time, he was the chief of the CIA bin Laden unit. Then he went and exposed how counter-effective Washington's methods were in the fight against terror. He looked at the U.S. through its enemy's eyes. In fact, it's the title of one of his books called Through Our Enemy's Eyes. I'm very pleased to have the chance to interview you, Mr. Scheuer.
I'm glad to be here.
Bin Laden is gone. Who is Washington's #1 enemy now?
Washington's enemy is an enemy that doesn't exist. We're fighting an Islamic enemy that Washington believes is out to kill us because we have elections, because we're free, because we have women in the workplace. It's an enemy that doesn't exist. It didn't exist when bin Laden was alive. It doesn't exist now. America is being attacked because of its foreign policy in the Muslim world, because of its support for Israel, because of its support for the Saudi police state, because of its presence on the Arab Peninsula. And until we accept that, until Americans can say to each other, whether you support aid to Israel or not, our relationship with Israel is causing this war, we are not going to be able to defeat this enemy. And Israel...
I'm going to stop there for a minute. Did you get that? The enemy does not exist. The enemy did not exist before 9/11. The enemy didn't exist during 9/11. The enemy does not exist now. It is a figment of our imagination because that's why it's an endless war. They're all endless wars because if you don't actually have an enemy, you don't ever have to stop fighting. It means that if I sell missiles, I can sell endless missiles. If I sell ships, I can sell endless ships. If I make the ball bearings that go in the tanks, I can sell endless ball bearings. And that's how it makes sense. And then you got the people who hate war, but they work for the corporations who make the ball bearings that go in the tank or the rubber that goes in the jets. And this is how the economy is based on war. This is why my friends and I say, let the whole thing collapse. Let it all fall. Because all of our incomes, all of our retirement, everything that we do is based in murdering people. That's why I say Christians, we're going to be elbow to elbow in hell, just like this. You know, God, all like this. Because we're doing the exact opposite of everything that we were told to do. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because that was his entry. I want to take somewhere like 4 minutes where he started talking about the beginnings of Syria and that how all of this was already going to happen. They planned all this stuff to happen a long time ago. But also, I wanted you to see the credits in the beginning. Listen to the people that know. When, you know that old saying, when grown people walk in the room, shut up. When grown folks walk in the room, shut up. That's the kids. You got to shut up because you're not there. You don't know what they know. You don't have their experience. You're not even in the discussion. When someone steps out of the CIA and he was there and he knows the procedures, the operations, and how all of this works together, and he's not Michael Scheuer is his name. He's not the only one. There are multiple CIA whistleblowers who are all coming out saying the exact same thing. The enemy doesn't exist. Stop cheering this crap like it actually is real. It's not. So and I think 4 minutes or so into this, he started talking about
by their government. Again, Syria is a country where there is no U.S. interest.
All right, let me go back.
The U.S. ambassador, he was running around the country trying to encourage groups to overthrow the Syrian government. That is not the role of any diplomat, United States or Russian or Chinese or British. We have really very cold-bloodedly urged Syrians to get out on the street knowing that they're going to get shot down by their government. Again, Syria is a country where there is no U.S. interest. Since I was a little boy, we've been afraid of the Syrians, and if you look at the map, it's hard to imagine that little blot of country called Syria could be a threat to the United States.
The CIA has reportedly worked with the Syrian opposition for years.
Well, I'm not sure we worked with the Syrian opposition. We've certainly worked with the Syrian
WikiLeaks
government.
cables.
Well, I haven't. Yeah. Well, then, if it's there, it's there.
I'm gonna stop there. He said, if it's there, it's there. Okay. So he wasn't even aware of that, but he heard about it. She explained to him from WikiLeaks, and he went along with it. You know, WikiLeaks is one of the only news agencies that has never had to retract a story at all. Ever. And you still have people who talk down about, even with the CIA, he understands that WikiLeaks, they're actually doing what they say they're doing. They're releasing it. Now, people that get together today and say, oh, Assange, now he's this, he's that, he's whatever. Okay, I don't know anything about that. What I do understand is they've never had to retract a story ever. And so what's happening in Syria, we did that. We own that. They were in the beginning, they were talking about the ambassador. The ambassador was walking around encouraging dissension, which is why they kicked him out, which Assad should have, you know. So what's happening in Syria around the world, all of this, it all comes back to us. It all comes back to the fact that we burned up the Constitution. However we did that through the United States Corporation and Admiralty laws, or, you know, there's a whole lot of stuff that, you know, this stuff was planned a long time ago, right? We never really got away from the Queen. But the reality is this all gets back to us. This is why none of this is politics. None of it's political. This is about life and death. It's about destroying and looting a world. And that's what they're up to. So Diane, you sent me down that road. Diane said, Al-Qaeda. And the CIA is, which is why Rand Paul and these guys, they come out and they say the same thing. You got to get rid of these organizations. They actually don't work for the American people. They work for Wall Street and banks and corporations. They destabilize governments. They topple nations. They get a lot of people murdered. They're making the world less safe. They're making us all less secure. Stop cheering them. We shouldn't be talking about, what is her name? I'm getting old, so my memory, it slips that quickly, but I don't save room in my mental Rolodex for these insane psychopathic murderers. Y'all know her name. Somebody, I think Brother Don put it in the room. Gina Haspel, right? It's not a question of whether or not she should make a good head of the CIA. We need to be discussing whether or not the CIA should continue to exist, whether or not murderous groups and murderous corporations have a right to exist on planet Earth. You know, and that leads us, and it's not just them, it leads us to Monsanto and Chiquita Banana and all the nonsense that they've done, whether or not these groups should exist. But anyway, let me keep saying what y'all are talking about. Good morning, Jasmine is in the house. Maureen said, God help us. I don't think God is. Maureen, I think, all right, I'm not going to what I think God is, but I think whatever God is sitting back there like, oh, damn. I am not going down. You ever make a mess, you like screw something up so bad, you can't deal with it. Like sometimes my to-do list gets so big, like all of this stuff. And sometimes it's a cascading failure. You did something stupid here and it cascaded into all these other problems. I think God is like, God looks over, all right, you know, it's got a smartphone. God looks over at Earth like, all right, looking at the colonies on Beta Centauri, Alpha Centauri, and oh, damn, that's Earth. Oh, I'm not gonna open that email. I'm not gonna open. I know what they're doing. They're not involved yet. They didn't listen when I said love each other. They're not paying attention. They want to fight with each other and be tribal and follow the leaders and make a lot of money. You know, and Jesus and Muhammad, they over there like, God, you gotta open it, man. You gotta. Hey, listen. We started this. We did this. We made the humans, God. You got to open it. Like, Jesus, look, Jesus, don't you got something to do? Go on back over there. You know, Muhammad, go on back over there. God is just mad, like, oh, Lord. Then he opened the email. You know how the manager sometimes will skim the email, just kind of skim, won't actually read it. I think it kind of read it like death, murder, destruction, rape, war. Oh, I can't do this right now. I got something else to do. Maureen, I don't think God can help us. I think we got to help ourselves. I think God is just sitting back. And that's why all this Armageddon stuff, all the ancient cultures that turned into the religions, they all talked about all this stuff. We all going to die in the end. This whole thing's going to fall apart. I think God knew that most times it makes a creature, a species, whatever, that it just never makes it. It's just, We always fight over resources. We get too stupid. We start fighting because you got 3 legs, I got 4. You evolved with 3 eyes, I got 2. Your eyes are blue, mine are brown. And people start fighting over that, and they fight over the resources on the little rock planet that God started. I don't think God is. I think God is just sitting back like, look, I made you a planet, damn it. Now, personally, I believe it's like Big Bang and theory. I think all of this stuff works together. I do. I don't think science and religion are different things. I think all that stuff works together. I made y'all a planet, created physics, did all this explosion, everything, minerals and resources and everything that came together, put you on the planet, gave you some monkey testicles and DNA and made you and formed you and whatever, and then put you in the garden to eat and whatever, and you evolved. I done gave you everything. Y'all got to figure this out. You know, why do I? It's like, and I understand God's frustration too, Maureen, because sometimes I'm just sitting here like, I'll make a post and all I'm trying to say is murdering people is a bad idea. That's it. I try to say it like 22 ways to Sunday, but I always say letting kids get raped is a bad idea, you know? And it's just like, I think that's God's frustration. Like, I told you, don't rob people, don't kill people, don't murder people, stop worshiping money, which is the big one, right? Money, the love of money is the root of all evil. And you can't tell me that the only thing you think about when you wake up all day long at work, looking at your bank account, your statements, you know, PayPal and all the stuff we have all in it, that you don't always think about money. You always think about money because you worship money. Money is your savior. Money is your God. And that's what most people don't want to exist. You don't do something 40, 60, 80 hours a week work to make money. And then when it's time to pay a bill or buy some food, what do? You look at your bank account, you determine you have enough food, you can go to the grocery store, food saved you. Your savior is money. And that's the love of money. The love of money is the root of all evil. And I think that's why the world is burning right now. We are evil because we love money. And it's easy for us to look at the politicians and say, oh, but they love money. They worship greed, greed. Take the big money out of politics. Have you taken the big money out your purse? Have you taken the big money out your wallet? Have you taken the big money out your life? Do you still buy the most expensive car you can so you can post a picture and brag about it? Show everybody how greedy you are. Show everybody how you love the root of evil. Show everybody how much money you got. Got the nice shoes, got the Gucci Amarada shirt, got the biggest house on the block. But we got to take big money out of politics. Maybe you need to take the big money out of your hypocrisy. Perhaps, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. I'm not that bright, so I don't know everything. Let me keep reading some of the comments. What's Catherine saying on YouTube? Catherine says, it's not America. It's the same European trash that installed our governments in America. Nearly all governments in the world serve the European crown. Amen, Catherine. You're right. And you're right. I'm wrong. You're right. Because, you know, sometimes I'll say stuff. I'm in America, so I say America. But the reality is it's not. It's the colonizing mindset, right? Like and I'm not even going to like say Europe. I think we all have a propensity to look up at our government and say it's us because we see us and we're angry and we want it to stop. But to me, it's just, it's that colonizing mindset of removing other people's self-determination. Like they convince us that somebody else is less human. They convince us Russia is less human. They convince us people in Gaza are less human. They convince us that people in South America or Africa, they're less human, that the Native Americans in America are less human. And they get other poor people who should be teaming up with those people against them. That, oh, they're not human, they're less human, and it's okay that they get raped. It's okay that we steal their land. It's okay we take their resources if they deny self-determination. That's why I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if self-determinist is a thing. I'm a self-determinist. I believe I want to self-determine my life. I want my kids to self-determine their lives, and I want you to self-determine your life. At the bare bone, basic root human level, if we all stand for self-determination, then none of this actually exists. If we stand for self-determination, then our governments have to stand for it. If we support the groups, the political parties who hate self-determination, who start all the wars, if we don't support them, then worldwide we have this self-determination at a neighbor level, self-determination at a national level, self-determination at a community level. And when people are allowed to live their lives, they're a lot less violent. You know, they're not predisposed to fight and murder and kill each other. Hey, hun, truth is Washington doesn't even believe that. They want us to believe it so that they can continue without their cash cow. Washington, they don't believe anything, I think, hey, hun. Washington, they believe, okay, they do believe one thing. What do they believe? What does Washington believe? Let me think about this. Washington believes that they have a right to exist. Washington believes that in order to keep their political parties running, they have to do these horrendous things. They have to get the campaign lobby fund. So Washington does believe in that. When you say you want something in Washington, they go to the corporations and say, how can I give this to them in a way that makes it look like it's for them, but really it's for you, and you give me money to my party and the friends in my party so we can continue to exist. Washington believes only in self-preservation, and they're willing to murder the entire world to get it. I don't even blame them, because they, once again, are a representative of us. They are the mini greed that we have in our bank accounts and our wallets. You know, they are the many denying self-determination. We want to tell our neighbors they can't keep their rights. And so, of course, Washington will tell other countries that they have none either, that they don't get to keep it, that they don't get to self-determine. So I'm not into the blaming thing. But Washington believes in self-preservation, just how we believe in self-preservation. We are like, and that's why I say all the fixes are in the mirror. The fixes aren't in people, you know, they want me to, I'm sorry, but they want me to promote a political party or something. I'm not there. I'm not there. I think our problems are in the mirror. Until we address the evils in our own hearts and our own lives, and until we start backing away from the love of money on our own, we really have nothing to say to Washington. You know, why? Donald Trump's a monster. Yeah, he is. Because he's propped up on many monsters. And he's hated by many monsters who want to put their own monster in so that monster can do some other monstrous things. We have to fix it in the mirror. Let me see. Same team, Jasmine said. Yes, we got to be on the same team. We got to go back to being human beings again. Absolutely. Let me do this. I want to shoot over to Gina Haspel. Let's look at this because I think it's important.
In Pennsylvania, Governor...
No, I don't care what happens in Pennsylvania. I think that, somebody running for something. I don't know. Where Brother Billy at? All right, here we go. So Gina Haspel, which, by the way, it's important. I'm going to say this about Gina Haspel. 109 previous generals in the United States military said this woman should not lead the CIA. Think about that. Chew on that for a minute. 109 generals, people who know what war is, people who, again, on the ground, see the things that we don't see. They all say this woman should not be. Hold on, check this out.
Really pushing her. Gina Haspel is the perfect candidate. Strong, really strong, smart, tough, and with 30 years of duty behind her. So why all the hate?
My highly respected nominee for CIA Director, Gina Haspel, has come under fire because she was too tough on terrorists. Think of that. In these very dangerous times, we have the most qualified person, a woman, who Democrats want out because she is too tough on terror. Win, Gina.
Tough on terrorists, meaning she ran a secret CIA detention center where she, those under her, reportedly tortured prisoners. By the way, the videotapes, which allegedly documented some of the most horrific tortures, were destroyed by the CIA. Tough woman, all right, with years of experience in illegal and immoral torture. And any other reasons to vouch for her?
There's no one more qualified to be the first woman to lead the CIA than 30-plus-year CIA veteran Gina Haspel. Any Democrat who claims to support women's empowerment and our national security but opposes her nomination is a total hypocrite.
So we'll stop there. Is a total hypocrite. So outside of the fact that the CIA shouldn't even exist, it's not constitutional, they murder people all over the planet, they're the reason why all the wars exist, but any Democrat that opposes her, is wrong because her is a her. But they own the conversation. They do this. They do this to own the conversation, and they do it to get you to support things you shouldn't be supporting. The CIA should not exist. They shouldn't exist. They are why you want world peace. One of those steps are you got to get rid of the organizations that make world war profitable. And that's one of the groups. Good morning, Patsy. What else we got? Good morning, Mary, Sharon. I'm going to try to get down to the bottom of the comments. Hey, Ann, and the secret society statement warnings. There shouldn't be any secret societies, but that's the other thing I believe is you want world peace, you want a better earth, you can't have any secrets. No, there can't be any secrets. No secrets in government, no secrets in corporations. Anyone who has the ability to kill people, they're not allowed to have secrets. And if you want to have secrets and have the ability to kill people, then you need to go find a job as a farmer or go do something else. But you can't be in positions of power over people. You can't have any more secrets anymore. Let me see. Sharon, everybody knew they were that day etched into our minds. You know, everybody knew where they were that day. Right, they're etched into our minds. Right, Sharon, like when anything happens, 9/11 happens, when the Gulf War started, any significant things happen, you know where you are. Bush did not say where he was because, and then not only that, but he actually wrote the, what is the name of the act? I posted it yesterday. He signed the act, which basically said the JFK Files Act or whatever it was, which basically said that there are certain things that wouldn't be released till a certain time. So apparently Trump signed it. The files won't be released for another 3 years, which makes no daggone sense. Again, you as serfs, you as poor people and slaves, you're not allowed to know who murdered your president because the same people who murdered him are still in power today, murdering other people. That's why you're not allowed to know. And you're okay with that. But Trump's fighting a deep state. But beyond that, there's certain files, I think, that aren't being released for something like 100 and something years after JFK died. Think about that. You elect a president, they murder that president, and then they tell you that you don't even get to know anything about it for 100 years. Can we put to bed this idea that there is no conspiracy around this? It is a complete conspiracy. They've confirmed it's a conspiracy. The people who murdered your president are still in power. They are still killing today. You can't be okay with this. Brother Chuck, good morning. Good morning. Brother Kevin, good morning. What else we got? Thank you, Chuck. You got her name, Gina Haspel. Good morning, Teresa. Get down to the bottom of the comments. Brother Kevin, I would send you water, bro, but unfortunately I live in Cape Town and there's no water. Oh, I can't laugh at that one. I'm sorry, Kevin. Oh, gosh. You know what, Kevin? I'd appreciate if you tell me this. I was watching an interview on Cape Town running out of water not too long ago. And there was a guy who came out and said that the water was being piped away for the grape vineyards, which are all north of Cape Town. And I'm just curious what your thought is on that. But it made perfectly good sense. If you go to South African grape vineyards and wine, you'll see all the grape vineyards surrounding Cape Town, and that they say 60% of the water is siphoned off for the farms that are up there, so they can make wine and sell internationally. But I'm curious as to what you think. But all of these problems we have, they're artificial, and that it's along the same thing, along the same lines. We let money decide everything. If it makes money, if it's profitable, it doesn't matter if people die of lack of hydration or starvation or bombs or whatever. Nobody cares because the governments are making a lot of money for it. And we as a people, a human species, we don't stand up together. Jennifer said, yes, wolves in sheep's clothing totally are. Sister Judy came in the house. Ron Paul. I'm a Ron Paul person, too. I'm with you, Judy. And that's why I think Ron Paul stepped out of Congress, because he got tired of yelling at him. Ron Paul got tired of saying, stop killing people. Stop killing people. He'd get down on the floor. Judy, y'all remember, he start yelling. And after a while, the congressman I know they heard him. They hear him. You know, when you get a decent person in government, they hear him, but it's all about money. They got to keep this money, this engine flowing. And so they'll say, yeah, Ron Paul, you make sense. We shouldn't be killing, murdering, raping people. But you know what? We're going to vote for it anyway. And Ron got sick of it and he left. If we listen to Ron Paul, when he ran back and y'all voted for him instead of the brown guy because he brown, if y'all didn't let that pro well-meaning racist thing work and Ron Paul were the president, the world would look very different now. He was the one who said shut down all these illegal organizations. But y'all said he was crazy. Same way you said Ross Perot was crazy. Same way you said Bernie was crazy. But anyway, so that's what I got for this morning. I'm going to have to get off of here. Been wonderful hanging out with you guys this morning. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye. It's quick.